Hi everyone, it's Mitch. It's Sunday, November 23rd. I'm still feeling a little under the weather, or actually more than a little under the weather. I'm not feeling too great, but I'm feeling really great about yesterday's college football action. We just stomped them. We're 13-5 against the spread and 7-2 against the spread in the games that I rated on the blog a 7 or higher, and we'll take those percentages and all season long if we can get them. Before I go into a quick recap of yesterday's action, the winners and the losers, I just want to talk about the site just for a second. I had a really good time in the chat room with everyone that stopped in yesterday. I'm hoping that during the bowls and as we go on and as things grow here, which is every day, that more and more people stop in and just say hi to different people in the community. You get a good feeling. Not everyone can stay long. Everyone has obligation, family, kids. They have everyone has different things, but it's just a fun thing, and if you can't do it, that's fine too. We just appreciate you stopping by. Another thing, the basketball site. And anyone that's known me for quite some time, or anyone that's just getting to know me, you probably have already figured out that there's no phrase in my vocabulary that says I'm going to get to this in a month. It's kind of like someone comes up with an idea, or I come up with an idea, and I act on it, and I go on it full tilt. So I'd imagine that while we the college basketball thing probably won't be up as nice as we have things going here, which still need a lot of improvement in their own right, and are being addressed as well. But the basketball site will probably be up and running pretty quickly. I'm going to keep everyone up to date on that. By tomorrow I will have things. I will already be working on the site. But I don't know when we'll actually be able to post material and tie it back into the forum that we use now, and that we really get a lot of enjoyment out of. But it's not going to be long. I can assure you on that one. At least to get it up and running, to get it how we want it. Well, that's going to probably take quite some time because it is a lot of work. In any event, let's recap yesterday really quickly. I want to talk about some of the losers. Some people say that I rarely talk about the losers, so what the heck? Washington, we all loved Washington. I don't know why, in hindsight, a winless team on the road laying a touchdown. Maybe we all learned a little lesson yesterday that if you're going to have a really strong play, maybe that's a winless team on the road isn't maybe the direction that you want to go. Another game that I lost personally was UNLV against San Diego State. I don't know, that UNLV, they just kind of forgot to how to play football. Their quarterback was injured. It was a big thing, and also they didn't tackle. So you don't tackle, you're gonna get 42 plus laid on you, almost every single time, and they did get 42 laid on them by really one of the worst teams in college football. So not a great showing, not one of my best picks. Virginia didn't really show up to the party yesterday. I had it kind of lower rated in that game. They were a dog, and let's see who else. I had Florida International, did not get it covered. They didn't even win. They were beaten outright as a pretty decent favorite. And Vanderbilt, a pick that a lot of people were on. I didn't have it as one of my highest rated picks. I didn't have it as one of my top half. But in hindsight, maybe I thought that they were, because when I looked at that rating, I couldn't believe that I had it rated there, because Tennessee really has been that miserable. Let's get on to the good news, though. I had the Oklahoma Sooners beating Texas Tech, and not everybody had that. We kind of were split down the middle, but where the real party happened were in the games like Cincinnati, where it's just, we've all been on Cincinnati for quite some time. I had them since the preseason preview, but as people have been joining the site, we've been learning more about different people's teams from different parts of the country and teams that they're really familiar with, and we've really been taking advantage of that. Our Southwest connection coming through one more time, with that Oklahoma, with the help on the Oklahoma pick. But not just that, UTEP getting 17 points was dominating Houston the bulk of that game. They ended up losing by 5, but let's just say that the 17 points, it was never in doubt. UTEP was scored the first thing. You were up by 24, from pretty much the opening kickoff. Rice was another one of our Southwest connections, strong picks, and the Owls came flying through one more time, covering a pretty big number. I was a little worried about that pick, I'll be honest, because so many people have jumped on board Rice, and I think that the lines have moved, and it's like, maybe I got a little paranoid on it, but it didn't stop me, of course, from taking them. So, I guess I wasn't that paranoid, and we had a nice time with that one. Another game, Oregon State, Jordan picked it in the newsletter. I had it on the blog. Outright money line winner. Purdue, Joe Tiller's last game. I watched it till the bitter end. I just wanted to see what Joe Tiller had to say. He really is one of the true professionals of the game. You never hear about his players getting in trouble. just, they hoisted the old Oaken bucket. Purdue was scoring points in the bitter end, up by 40, throwing deep. It's Joe Tiller's last game. Let's send him out big. We're going to just keep scoring for Joe because Joe loves offense. And, I might not be an offensive guy, but I do like a guy like Joe Tiller who puts out players like Drew Brees who, the kids just love him. And, it's because of the way that he is, not necessarily what he does on the field, which is, outstanding, of course, but just the way that he is with people. And, all the kids just think he's one of the coolest guys out there. Northwestern, I said that Illinois, it was time to just give up and pack it in on Ron Zook. And, we certainly did pack it in. We took Northwestern on the money line. We cashed on that. Ohio State Buckeyes, worst beatdown of Michigan since 1968 in that series. I didn't think Michigan was going to all of a sudden get good in the last week of the season. I know a lot of people were on Michigan in that one, but I didn't quite see the logic. We loved Boston College. We didn't see why they were getting points. In the end, they ended up being a small favorite in that game. It was weird. The line moved about 4 points in about 40 minutes in that thing. They went from a 2-3 point dog to a 1 point favorite. In some cases, even 2. Ole Miss, Jordan and I both like them. Money line, outright winner, never in doubt. Middle Tennessee State, anyone playing North Texas is a friend of ours. And, West Virginia Mountaineers, no problem with the Louisville Cardinals. They started a little slow. They got it done. So in any event, it was a great day of college football. We have a really big week coming up because we got games going on all week long. We got all the early week games of the early week teams that we've been watching. Northern Illinois is playing, Central Michigan, we got Western Michigan, we got Ball State. They're all going. And then, Friday is like a Saturday this week because it's Thanksgiving. But then, we have all the rivalry games, which I'm going to be going over in the blog and in the video is all week long too. So the picking contest is going to go out early this week because we're going to need to get the picks back in time for the Friday games. So, in any event, this is Mitch. I've run way long for a Sunday, which, I don't really get a lot of people watching on Sundays anyway. But this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I look forward to another fantastic week of college football.